to read your comment at the end. Thank you for being here.
Welcome to Deep Relaxation taught by Bryan Nupp. Be sure to check out our playlist for past classes and subscribe to our channel, Library CCPL. Enjoy class.
How are you? Thank you for joining us for our deep relaxation class tonight. This is meant to be an all-inclusive yoga practice for people of all ages and experience levels. I encourage you throughout your practice tonight to listen to your own body and breath and respect whatever is going on in your human experience right now. So if something that I'm instructing just doesn't feel totally right and you need to modify it, you can probably do most of what I'm going to do seated here, seated in a chair or at the edge of your couch or bed or whatever surface is in your space you're practicing from. We're just going to take a few moments and start to settle into this space. I encourage you to close your eyes. Listen with your ears and your heart. Listen to your breath. Our breath is one of our most powerful and portable yoga practices. Anywhere we go, our breath is with us. And so anywhere we go, we can practice yoga. Continue to settle into this space. If you notice that your mind starts to wander, gently guide it back by focusing on your breath. If you need to assign your mind a task so it remains present with you here, you can simply count the breath. With every inhalation, you can count 1. Every exhalation, just count off the number 2. It's like a gently rising and falling wave, counting off 1 to 2. To further ground us and center us in our yoga space, I'm going to chant Om 3 times. This will help us attune energetically into the frequency of our practice. You're welcome to join me if you'd like. I'm going to exhale completely. Inhale for that sound of Om. Let your eyes and your face relax. Let your shoulders and body. Exhale, let the palms touch in front of your heart. Feel centered and grounded right here. Responding to this present moment with gratitude and ease. With your next inhalation, feel the chest lift. Start to lengthen the waistline, really sitting up taller. And continue to inhale and reach your hands, palms pressed together, up and overhead. At the peak of your inhalation, you can pause and exhale, pull the hands apart, press the hands away, pressing the hands all the way back down to face the floor. At the peak of your exhalation, that space in between the out breath and in breath, recenter the hands in front of the chest. And inhale again. Like a great geyser of life force. Feel your breath rising, hands opening. With that exhalation, palms pressing away, hands lowering down. Space in between the breath, palms reaching. And inhale. Exhale. Twice more. Reclaiming your space, clearing it of anything that feels yucky or dense. Reclaim your space. Making space for more good things to grow. Sacred garden of your. With this next exhalation, let your arms remain extended long out to the side, fingers and thumbs pointed up, palms pressing away. Gently just scoop your lower belly up and in. All right, so your core stays nice and engaged here. And we're going to take a little breath in, draw the elbows in, pull the shoulder blades together, and then exhale like a loaded spring, press the palms out. You can exhale out the mouth like this. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, strong press, strong breath out the mouth through pursed lips. Once more, big breath in. Exhale. Relax the hands down. Gently shake out the fingers, wrists, hands, forearms, from the elbows down. Shake the hands and arms out. Shake them until they feel light and tingling. Feel that bioelectricity, all that circulation and energy flowing through the hands and fingertips. Give the hands a good shake for 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest the palms face up on the lap. Close the eyes. Feel into your hands. Feel into your breath. All right, shoulders and hands should be fairly warmed up. All right, both palms face up. Turn your left palm face down. Left palm face down, right palm face up. And then go ahead and clasp and interlace the fingers. All right, so just gentle pressure, just a light squeeze between the hands. And we're going to inhale, we're going to twist to the left. So I'm going to inhale, sitting up tall. I'm going to complete my twist by just looking over left shoulder. And I'm going to exhale back through center to the right. Look over right shoulder. So this movement is originating through the torso. All right, and then expressed through the eye gaze. Let's see if we can do this for about 1 minute together. Slow and steady. Inhale left. Exhale right. Left. Inhale. Right. Exhale. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Find your flow. Use your breath like a metronome, equalizing the in-breath and the out-breath with a pause in between. Exhale to the right, 2, 3, 4. Back to center, 2, 3, 4. Relax the hands. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, melt the shoulders back and down. Relax into the arms and fingertips. Good. All right. We're going to go ahead and come up to standing just to give our knees and ankles and leg joints a break here. So take your time. Come on up to standing. All right. And go ahead and just gently walk out the feet. You can even just march the legs, lifting and lowering the knees. All right, so go ahead and stand with your feet right under hips. Right, stand up nice and tall. Keep a soft bend in the knees. Lower belly drawing up and in. Let me just show you real quick. So this is me standing relaxed with my core unengaged. Okay. And then when I want to stand up tall, I'm going to gently just draw that lower belly up and in, like I'm zipping up a zipper. Pick the shoulders up, open up through the chest, stand tall. So again, relaxed, unengaged, and engaged and tall. So go ahead and stand here engaged and tall, feet hip distance apart. Go ahead and bring your left hand to left hip, and then reach this right hand up and overhead, all the way across, reaching as far as you can across, and then just lift that left heel off the floor. Let's see if you can't deepen that side body stretch. And then go ahead, bend that right arm and bring right hand to right hip. Switch. Left hand's going to reach over and across. Then go ahead and lift up onto the ball out of that right foot if that's comfortable. Helps with your stretch. And switch. Again, find a cadence that works for you. unrushed, consistently moving, just consistent pace. One more touch each side. Side body length. Still warming up the torso and spine. Okay, very good. Hands back to hips. Go ahead and take a big step out with your right foot. Right, got a nice wide stance now. All right, you can keep your hands on your hips or bring hands to the lower back. With a little bend in the knees, I'm gonna press my hips forward, lengthening through the torso, lifting the chest upward. I'm gonna take a little back bend here, and then I'm gonna hinge from the hips and fold forward just until I feel that stretch in the hamstrings, back to the legs. I'm gonna inhale, press the hips forward, heart opens. You can have your hands on the lower back to support, or you can keep the hands on the hips by the side. Starting to warm up the hips and lower back and hamstrings now. Systematically going through this full body warm up. Three more times. Keep breathing. Stay with your breath. One more time. Big breath in, heart open, shoulder blades retract, hips press forward, and exhale, hinge from the hips. Let the whole upper body hang, little bend in the knee, cradle the elbows if you wish. Exhale, relax the hands towards the floor. Inhale, little bend in the legs. And exhale, return to standing. Inhale, just bring the hands up and overhead. And exhale, hands down. Good. Go ahead and bring the feet back together now. All right, we're gonna start getting a little deeper into the hamstrings. And I'll go ahead and show you from the side here. So we're gonna come back to this forward fold. Again, I got my feet just about hip distance apart. I'm just gonna slide the hands down the front of the legs. I'm gonna keep a little bend in the knees, especially if my hamstrings or lower back are feeling kind of tight. All right, I'm just gonna slowly melt the hands down. You might like to have a chair or wall to hold on to here, especially if you feel like you need that additional support. And we're just gonna slowly slide on down to the standing forward fold. You might be at a point where you can grab a hold of the backs of the ankles, or maybe even lift the feet and slide the hands underneath. Start to pedal out the legs, straightening one leg and then the other, bending opposite leg. Good. And then release the hands. Inhale, come up halfway. Hands to shins, knees, or thighs. Crown of the head reaches forward. Back is flat. Tilt the tailbone away. And then exhale, melt the hands and torso back down. This is the new movement pattern. Inhale up halfway. Tailbone tilts away. Kind of like you're sticking your butt out like a chicken butt. And then exhale, melt the torso and hands back down. Inhale, halfway lift, back is flat, heels press down. Exhale, release. Inhale, torso lifts, feel that stretch and length in the hamstrings. And last time, exhale, release. Bend in the legs, come to standing, stand tall and strong, hands reach up high. Exhale, hands touch in front of the chest. All right. So we're going to come down into a lunge series next. So if you have sensitive knee joints, or if you just want some extra support, this is where a blanket's going to come in handy. So let's go ahead and grab a blanket or a cushion, something to support the knees. And we're going to come into a lunge with our right foot back. So I'm going to step back with my right foot, and I'm going to gently soften down right knee to blanket or the floor. Now, I really want to make sure that my hips are level and facing the same direction. I'm going to gently scoop the tailbone forward, just a gentle press there, lengthen up from the waistline. And I also want to make sure that this front knee stacks over top of the ankle and not too far in front. This puts a lot of pressure in my knee like this. So instead, I'm going to take a step forward. And now I'm just going to gently glide the hips forward. Just gently pressing the hips forward a few inches. And then I'm going to relax. I'm going to do it again. And then relax. So now we're starting to warm up this hip flexor. Turn to the fascia here. All right, so I'm warming up this right hip flexor, just kind of located like on the front right belt loop on your jeans. And so I'm just pressing the hips forward and then relaxing back. Also want to make sure that this front knee doesn't collapse inward. I want to keep that knee right over top of the ankle, centered there. You probably feel that hip flexor starting to warm up and stretch. If you want to, you can even come into hands overhead, heart opener here, pressing the hips forward, lower belly sucking in. And then exhale, let the hands touch in front of the chest. Now we're going to start to develop a prayer twist here in our lunge. So hands are back together. And we're just going to very gently twist to the left. Inhale left. Exhale, stay here. If you wish, you can even bring the back of the right arm across that front leg. You want to work into any additional variations or expressions of your lunge twist, please take the next 30 seconds to do so now. Slowly return to center. Inhale back to center. We're going to come into our first downward dog. We're going to do so by framing this front foot with the hands. I'm going to come back to my mat now. All right, so I'm framing the front foot with the hands, back toes tucked under, and I'm just going to simply step this front foot back. Come into this upside down letter V shape. We're only going to be here for a few rounds of breath. You can shake out the head and neck, pedal out the feet. We're going to prepare to come into our lunge on the other side. So this time our right foot is going to step up in between the hands. Take your time to come into your low lunge with your left knee down and your right foot forward. Hips are level, lengthening from the waistline. I'm just going to gently press the hips forward. Big stretch for that hip flexor. And then relax. Right, just a couple more breaths here in that low lunge, then we'll transition to our twist. So I can see you guys here. All right, so I'm back in that low lunge. I'm gonna open the heart, hands come up and overhead, big breath in. And as I exhale, hands return to rest in front of the chest. All right, I got front knee centered over ankle. I'm gonna slowly twist over to the right this time. If you wish, you could come on that, bring that left tricep across right leg. You could express your twist this way. You can even open up the arms. If you want to lift that back leg, you can, lifting that left knee off the floor. Any variations you want to work in through your twist, please do so now. Three more rounds of breath in your prayer lunge twist. When you're ready, return to center. Hands frame the front foot. Back foot steps forward, standing forward fold. And then inhale up halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way back to standing. Hands rise last. And exhale, hands touch in front of the chest. Good. We should be nice and warmed up now. So we're going to practice a little balance work. We're going to probably try a warrior 3, and we're going to keep in the spirit of twists. We'll have an option for a twisting or revolved warrior 3. You might like to have a yoga block or a chair or something to support you through that practice. But before we get there, we're going to warm up our balancing legs a little bit more. So I'm going to just shift the weight over into my left foot. And I'm going to lift this right knee up. I'm going to rotate out the ankle a couple times, point and flex, straighten the leg, bend. Right, do that a few times. You could also use your hands to support the leg under here if that is a little more sustainable. And then I'm just gonna simply squeeze this right knee up and towards my chest, balancing here. And then relax. Do that twice more. Lift and then squeeze up and in. And relax. And again, last time. And relax. Nice. Go ahead and just shake it out. We're going to go ahead and shift the weight over into our right foot. And go ahead and just lift that left knee. Just start to warm up the ankle joint. Flex. Straighten the leg a few times. Good. All right, so 3 times total. We're going to lift and squeeze this knee up and towards the chest. And then release. And again. And again. All right, very good. Go ahead and shake it out. So for our warrior 3 pose, little balance challenge here. I'm going to step my left foot forward and my right foot back. And I'm going to start by coming into a warrior 1 pose. Hips both face forward, front knee over ankle, lengthening from the leg, lengthening up out of the waistline, and then lifting the hands up and overhead, opening the heart to express this warrior 1. Now, if you remember, warrior 3 is a single leg balancing pose. So when you're ready to make that transition from warrior 1 to 3, you're going to shift the weight forward into that left foot. And then you can just come up onto the ball mound of the back foot. And this is where you might like to grab your chair or use the wall to support yourself. Otherwise, you can just gently begin to lift that back leg up behind you and see if you can't find like a letter T shape. Crown of the head reaching forward, back and straight. You might be able to do this with just one hand or freeing the hands up altogether. If you need to lower that back foot and reset at any time, please do. For those of you who are interested in practicing that revolved warrior 3, from your warrior 3 pose, you could just gently bring left hand to left hip and start to turn the body over towards the left. That one's a little trickier. You find a lot of core stability and focus with the eyes. Ready to come out of your warrior 3 pose, recenter the torso, and lower that back foot down. Oh, that was a tough one. I haven't done that in a while. All right, let's go ahead and let's balance that out and work on the other side. Right foot forward this time, left foot back. All right, strengthen your resolve with your breath here. Warrior 1, hips forward, chest rises, heart opens. When you're ready to make that transition, shift the weight forward. Use your support as much as you need to. And then simply lift that back foot off the floor. All right, when you're ready, you can place that back foot down, back through warrior one, and then go ahead and step that back foot forward, back to standing. All right, awesome job, very good. Go ahead and just take the hips through a few circles in each direction, loosening those hips up. Observe how different your body feels now compared to before when we started. All right, very good. So we're going to go ahead and come back down to the ground now. We're going to go ahead and sit with our feet out in front of us, right? Flip around this way here. And if you notice that you're having a hard time sitting up tall without slouching here, go ahead and take your blanket. Just bring that blanket right under the edge of your glutes and sitting bones. And just feel how that provides a little bit of structural support through the tailbone and hips. So we really don't want to slouch here. We want to try and sit up tall, comfortably. If your hamstrings or lower back are still feeling a little tight or dense, you could also grab a pillow or a bolster or another blanket to bring underneath of a bend in the legs. And this would be like a restorative version of the forward fold that we're about to practice, having all this extra support, right? So those are all really great options for yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna readjust here. Gonna scoot any extra glute flesh to the side. All right. I'm gonna inhale, sit up tall, just gently leaning back even. I'm gonna exhale, just gently slide my fingertips down towards the toes. Now I wanna try and keep the spine as straight as I can as I inhale back up, and then exhale down. And I'm really working on lengthening the vertebrae in the lower back. So I'm just really gently inhaling up and exhaling down. And right now, I'm just aware that our range of motion is somewhat limited. That's okay. That's where I'm at right now. Inhaling here and exhaling here. If you can comfortably reach your toes and you want to keep a connection between hands and feet, or if you have a yoga strap and you want to hook the feet, you can work right into here as well. All right. With your breath, continue to flow, inhaling up, exhaling forward. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward and up, lengthening the spine. We're going to continue to work through this dynamic forward fold for about the next 30 to 45 seconds. If you want to just tuck the hands underneath the legs, tuck the chin into the chest, and just fold forward and hold, feel free to modify as needed. Just forward fold can suit you. Continue to observe your breath and observe the energetic difference between the warrior three balancing pose and this introspective and cooling forward fold. Inhale, come back to your tall seated position. Reach the hands up, stretch through the fingertips, palms facing one another. And exhale, bring the hands down. So we're going to place these hands down by the side. All right. And I'm actually going to turn my fingers to face out behind me. And then I'm going to bring my feet on the floor. We're going to come into a reverse tabletop. A couple of variations. I'm going to show the bent leg variation here. And then I'll show you the straight leg variation as well. I'm going to inhale here, right? I've got my wrists just behind my sitting bones, like just right on the back of my shoulders. This is my inhale position. And I'm going to exhale, just gently press the hips up. And I'm going to inhale back down. Exhale up. Squeeze the glutes, press the hips up. And inhale down. Shoulder blades pull together. Feel that support in the shoulders. Exhale up. Make your best effort. Modify as needed. And inhale back. You might like this variation better with the heels pressing together, legs straight, lifting the hips, and then lower. And then again, when you're ready, lifting and lower. We'll do that just 3 more times. Bent leg or straight leg. Take a break if you need to instead. One more for good measure. All right, very good. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and come onto our backs. You keep some of your props handy. In fact, I'm going to keep a blanket for a little neck support here. All right. So go ahead and just let the arms come out into a T shape by your side. And just start to windshield wiper the knees side to side. Good. Continuing to work on that flexibility, mobility in the spine. All right, awesome. And when you're ready, go ahead and just hug the knees in towards the chest, then back to center, and give those knees a great big hug. Gently rock the body side to side. And then either keeping your hands on the back of the legs or wrapping the arms, even grabbing the elbows, we're going to put a finishing touch on all that hamstring stretching we've done through class. And we're going to inhale, try and keep your tailbone and lower back as close to, if not on the floor at all times. So we're going to inhale here, feet flexed, lower back on the floor. And we're going to exhale, straighten one leg and then the other leg. The time that you straighten that leg, press through the heel. One more big step with each foot, straightening each leg one more time. All right, good job. Go ahead and relax those feet. Go ahead and straighten the legs out. Give those hip flexors a little break. Just windshield wiper the feet side to side. All right. So this next one is called a hamstring glide. And I'm actually going to scooch over some on the floor and off my mat. So you're going to need your feet to slide on the floor for this one. All right. So start just lying down in Shavasana. Now, it's a lot of our favorites right here. Okay. I'm going to exhale completely out the mouth. And I'm going to inhale. I'm going to draw my heels in towards my buttocks, squeezing my heels in as tight as I can. And then I'm going to exhale, press, and straighten the legs. Just using the hamstrings to complete this movement, I'm going to draw the heels in and then straighten the legs. Again. Just do that twice more. All right, very good. So we're going to come into a happy baby pose next, just to kind of open everything up through the hips and get on the inside edge of the hamstrings and inner thigh here. A couple variations for happy baby. You could bring the soles of the feet together with the knees opened out wide to the side. You could have your knees closer towards your shoulders if you wish. Right hands on feet. You could just wrap the arms around the legs, kind of similarly to where we were before, except the legs are a little bit wider apart. Feet flexed. You can do this with straight legs also if you prefer. Having a hold of the outside edges of the feet if you can reach. Or some combination of those. Happy baby. You can do this resting in stillness or by gently rocking side to side. Face and jaw relax. Ready, slowly release the feet back down. Go ahead and step the feet wide, just about as wide as your shoulders, if not a little wider. Let the knees stack in towards each other. Let the hands rest on the lower belly with the eyes closed. Focus on your breath. Observe the quality of your breath in, resting in constructive rest, nourishing the lower belly. Your receptive state. Listen with your ears. Listen with your. What is it that your breath provides? Is it continue to rest here? Your body and breath has given you a clear message for something else that you need in tonight's practice. Take the time now to work through that. If you need any additional movement or stretching, now would be a great time to work through that. You're more than welcome to stay in constructive rest, or if you prefer, you can straighten the legs and lie in Savasana. If you're close to a wall, you could put your legs up the wall for a nice restorative pose, a legs up the wall pose. Take about 1 to 2 more minutes to put any finishing touches on our physical practice, and then rest in Shavasana for a while. Final adjustments, put the finishing touches on your physical practice. You're seated in meditation on a chair or the floor, with your legs outstretched up a wall for a constructive rest. Resting in stillness. Breath, body, and breathing. Resting in harmonious equanimity, little peace, sense of lightness, and the inner warmth that emanate from your heart. samasta sukhi bhavantu sukha samasta bhavantu samasta bhavantu. May the entire universe be full of peace and joy and love and light. May the light of truth overcome all darkness. Victory to that light. Together, let's exhale. Exhale and empty yourself of thought, of breath. Inhale, receive the health and happiness and love, which is your divine birthright. Inhale deeply, rejoice in being alive. Just the exhalation fall. Completed our yoga practice for tonight. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste. Namaste.